Excalibur, number one. It's true. How are you? Night owl. It's oh yeah, it's pretty late in Spain. Wow. It is 6 something here. That must be 3 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing up? Hello, Jason. It's closer to home, Chicago, the Windy City. Sure, I wouldn't blame you. Good for you, Excalibur. Bobby, salam, Bobby. Where you tuning in from? The lone wolf. You must be a friend with some Persian people, or you learned the language, or perhaps you are Persian, speak Farsi as well. Jason, oh, it's cold. Yes, yes. I was in Chicago many years ago. It was a pharmaceutical convention. I had invented this little plastic dealy thing that could dispense pills out of the conventional containers of prescription drugs, so it wouldn't have to pour into the hand. It would just, you invert it while the lid is closed, and you bring the bottle back to the upright position. Then you would open the cap, and there were pills at close proximity at your fingertips, so you would pick them instead of trying to dump it in there. So it really helped the shaky hands of the elderly, or people who didn't want to get all the pills contaminated but pouring it into their hands, or fall on the floor, get lost, endanger the life of the children or pets. So anyhow, I was there many years ago. I think it was 1980 something. Now let's see. And I found a very nice place one night out of my hotel. I just walked around. There was this little basement thingy that stairs would take you down, and it was a little cafe, a little jazz cafe. They were playing jazz. It was very nice. It was a good experience. Ah, Bobby. Parents are Persian, and you were born here, I guess. Patrick, hello dear. Good to see you. Hope all is well with you. Long time. Well, Jason's, yeah, I did file for patent and all, and at the last moment, it cost me about $20,000. It took a few years, but eventually I didn't go through with it at the last moment because I had a better design, and I thought, well, let's see what happens, because there's lots of education involved. I had to educate people for something like that because there was no such thing exist at the time. So I thought maybe probably people are gonna copy it, and companies gonna copy it, steal it. So I let them do it, and then they would probably help educate people about the necessity of such a thing, and then I would bring my other design. But anyhow, so let's see. Excalibur says, Mehran, did you know a hell of a percentage of people have magnesium deficiency? Yes, I started taking lots of it, and I feel completely different. Yeah, magnesium is very important for the body. It helps to make the vasculars more flexible, more bouncy in a way, give it a little bit more relaxation. And at the same time, you will know if you're taking too much if you start running to the bathroom too. So you will know. But it's very, very important for the body. Patrick says relapsed pretty bad. Oh, in the last couple of weeks. Ooh, unfortunately, but have been reviewing your videos daily and they are helping very much. May need a Skype session soon. By all means, I'll be here for sure. And a relapse could be natural, normal, because after a while that you feel good, you don't remember the stuff that you used to analyze and naturally be aware of them, and then not having it to be an issue anymore. And then you relax about it, and then suddenly all the old memories keep coming because they're available in the memories, and you've forgotten how to look at them. So you'll look at them like you did before we talked, or before you were fully recovered. So it'll be a relapse, but then again, it's no big deal. You will eventually get to the point that you know it by heart. It's a default. You'll deal with it easily. Abhi says, good morning. Good morning, Abhi. Thank you. I'm okay. Yeah, it's good for the heart, Excalibur, as I also use it. It's one of my supplements that I use. It's good for overall. Everybody should have, and so especially these days, foods mostly, they're not the way it used to be when I was a little kid. Everything was organic. There was nothing other than organic. Now you have to pay to make it organic. So it's kind of funny. Bruno, hello Bruno. Bruno says, hello, after my breakup, I fight against depression and suicide thoughts, but thanks to you, I'm back to the fidget. Okay, to the fight. Back to the fight. Good. Remember, you do not have to fight. It is a natural reaction and that you're going through, a natural part of life to be in a relationship and then break up and then feel bad or feel this way or that way, and then eventually you establish the new order and you'll be fine. So not to worry, and please do not entertain all that suicidal things and all that. Nothing in this world worth more than your life, because without you being here, none of these feelings, none of these things, none of these concerns, nothing would be an issue. So the most important thing is not the issues. It's you that you should be taking care of and protect. It's well-being. Not to sacrifice the main event, which is you, for things that is just a fragment of your life, not the whole of your life. It just doesn't make sense. So please, do understand your value. Do understand that you are the main character of this theater for your life. Don't belittle yourself by allowing some relationship or somebody else seem to be more important than you are. Without you, there is no importance to them or anything else. It is you who give things value. So be cool, you'll be fine, I'm sure. Don't entertain these thoughts. Life is bigger than one relationship. You may not see it now, but a while later, when you're in a different relationship and you're happy, and you'll say, oh, thank God I didn't think silly stuff like suicide and all that, because I would never be able to see this happiness. The fact that everything did change, I did move on, everything was going to be okay, and I didn't give it a chance to find out. That would be a real shame then. Chula says, hello Chula. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know that much, but I know that magnesium citrate is better for absorption. That's what I heard. But as you know, I'm not a doctor, so I also have just gathered information from reading this stuff or hearing from the naturopath or the pharmacist and stuff like that. Patrick says, yes, I have a lot of stress with my university work, and it's triggered my anxiety and mental health and brought back these bad memories. However, I've been through it before, and I'll get through it. I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will, and I look forward to that, and you will let me know. So, looks like if you guys have your tea and coffee beside you, yeah, you know, Excalibur, it needs lots of being acquainted with that kind of information, read a lot, and talk to your naturopath, and you know, figure out what works best for you. I take a number of stuff. I take grapeseed oil, resveratrol. I take a vitamin B6, B complex. B6 for, you know, it's good for helping with stress and stuff. Magnesium, of course. Zinc for men is necessary. Astaxanthin is apparently good stuff that I take. Taurine, vitamin K plus taurine. It's good for cardiovascular. I take that. Now remember, these are no recommendation for you guys. It's what I'm just telling you what I take. And of course, enzymes, you know, you may need to make sure that you have enough enzymes and, you know, acid for the digestions, because as the age we get older, then the availability of the enzymes to break down fats and starches and meat and stuff like that, proteins, goes a little bit differently, and then we may need supplements for that. And there are lots of other things. Vitamin, what is it? Vitamin D, D3 is always necessary, especially if you're not living in a tropical or sunny areas. Bunch of other stuff that I take. So Bruno says that I'm dating a new person now, much different from my ex. I can't believe that one day I thought that my ex was the love of my life. Well, you know, this is how it feels when you're in the beginning of a relationship, because usually relationship starts without any knowledge of each other's consciousness and the content of their consciousness, and how compatible you guys might or might not be on the consciousness level. And most relationship starts on the simple stuff, you know, some physical attributes and some little behavior here and there, some smile or some kind words or some attention here and there. But these are nothing that really can tell you if that's the right person, right partner or not. But it all comes together after getting to know each other a little bit further. And then the icing on the cake will go away, and each person starts showing their true self and face according to what their consciousness and how their consciousness is put together, from selfishness to all the other things that makes a person to be who he or she is. And then it would be time to know if that was the right choice or not. But unfortunately, you know, most people don't wait that long. That's when they find different troubles. Chad says, good evening, my friend. Good evening, Chad. Trying out the time change, I see. Yeah, you know, I just thought, you know, before I go ahead to the gym tonight, I like to do this because especially I'm a little bit more focused on getting this venture, this channel more popular. I'm really seriously trying to find ways to, you know, bring more subscribers to this channel. And what I can do, I think the best way is, until we have enough finances for advertising and all that, is to offer more and more interaction to help people reach more people. So maybe these people who are being helped through the channel via the videos, all free of charge, or via the live talks, again free of charge, would actually be focused on helping the channel. And let's get my work out there and let people know that there's support available, and at the same time I would be able to meet my agenda and a focus of accomplishment. So where was I? And when you normally go live, do you have a schedule? No, I have no schedule, chat, for now. I'm trying, my schedule is when I have time. And sometimes if it's late at night, it could, if it's later than this, like maybe a few hours later than this, it could hit to reach Australia and Hong Kong time zones. If it's now, it can hit North America easily, Canada, United States, and South America, and so on. And Europe. Europe is a bit late for Europe, but yeah, I usually do it sooner. This is very late. But then sometimes I do it in the morning, and I'll hit different parts of the world, Middle East, India, and of course, again, North America is always there. And unless I start at 12 o'clock at night, which then it would be morning in Middle East, India, it'll fit Europe, and also possibly late night Hong Kong and Australia. So I'm still not sure. I'll try to do it as many as I can, regardless of what time. It'll hit some geographical area. Excalibur says, so I noticed when the relationship dating is still fresh, the girl is all over me and she can't get enough and calls me at least multiple times per day. But once I fall in love, all of that decreases by about 80%. Well, it is not necessarily because you fell in love. It's probably because you took away the insecurities that she may had by paying enough attention to her, and maybe a little bit more attention that she would need, or you would need to do. But because probably you're a nice person and you're open, you show that much of affection and reflect and attention, and then that unfortunately could have a backfire effect on some of the girls who don't have enough confidence in themselves, and they only measure confidence and the worth and value of their boyfriend based on how little attention they receive. And once they receive enough attention, they think, oh, maybe the boyfriend is not that hot, because why would he pay attention to someone like me? Because I don't think I'm that hot. So when they don't have enough confidence in themselves, then they think the person who's paying attention to them must not be that much, because they don't consider themselves a catch. So that is just something that perhaps you can keep it balanced. Don't fall into it head over heel, and don't be too, you know, reserved or stuck up either. Just bring balance. It's like anything else, you know. Patrick says, I have one question that I hope you can answer. My relationship ended over a year ago now, and through her being unfaithful, and I didn't find that out till after, but since I have dated, however, I feel like I'm chasing the love that I had, and I can't find it. Let me read that again. I have one question. My relationship ended over a year ago. Okay, now. And through her being unfaithful, and I didn't find that out till afterwards, but since I dated, however, you mean the new people, you feel like you're chasing the love that I had and I can't find it. I can't get it, Patrick, unfortunately, clearly. I guess like you're saying, you think the first girlfriend that you broke up with, because you found out way after she had cheated on you, you had already created bond and likelihood to her, or loving emotions towards her, and the part that she cheated on you doesn't come to mind so as easily as the good parts that you liked about her comes, and that's why it seems like you still think she was good. I don't know if that's what you're saying. If that's the case, you just have to update your file and don't let that fool you. Go back to what was wrong, not what was good. You know, if you're having a food and suddenly while you're enjoying the food, in the middle of it, you get a piece of rock or sand in there, and or some, I don't know, mosquito or cockroach or something, you find it there. If it's a cockroach, you probably eat it and you won't feel. You think it's part of meat. So let's go with that. Forget about the rocks and sand. So, and later on, and you keep eating your food, and later on, after you finish your food, somehow you get the idea. You find out that the cook hated you and put a cockroach in there, and you have eaten it. Now you don't remember the taste of the cockroach because it was mixed with the other food. You can't really pinpoint when it was. You can't really feel the suffering from it or how you felt because you didn't feel anything. There was no backlash. You didn't feel, to throw up or anything because you didn't feel it. And now all you remember is how tasty the food was, because most of the food was tasty, even knowing that there was cockroach in it, but you didn't feel it, so you have no idea how it tasted. So everything seems good, and you have a hard time believing that that good food actually had the cockroach in it. But if you focus on the cockroach, that it actually did 100%, and it was unfair of the cook, you will consider that cook as an asshole. And you will not go to that restaurant again. But now you're saying to me, just because you didn't see eating the cockroach, you will go back to that restaurant. That's the part you should focus. No, you shouldn't. Because of the information that you have. Not because of you didn't feel the pain when you were having the unpleasantry in the middle of the food. I hope that helps you out a little bit. Funny way of putting it, but hey. And in case of using the example of the little stone or sand in the food, and then you just say, oh wow, it tastes not good, and you spit it out or you clean it out, and then you take that portion out and the rest of it is good and you were eating it. Now every time when you remember about that restaurant and that food, you can't just be remembering all the good part after you took that stuff out and it was all the rest of it good. You gotta give the credit according to the quality to that kitchen, to that restaurant. You gotta remember that there was rocks and sand in the food. And it wasn't that the food was good. You remedied it. You took it out, like what you say. You didn't notice, you didn't know until afterwards that she had cheated on you. But the fact that information that was correct, even though if it came later on, it should have a bearing on the whole file and the whole way of looking at it, and to remind yourself when you only start thinking about the good, tasty part of the food. It's the whole thing that you should judge. And that rock or that cockroach is a deal breaker. So think of it that way. I hope that would be something to make you think and cheer you up, and at the same time put it in perspective. Excalibur says, so I concluded as long as I don't fall in love, everything is perfect. But then I get no sense of intimacy. That's what I'm confused about, Mehran. Not magnesium. Oh, I see. You should have made it clear, for God's sake. I don't know what kind of grade you got in writing essays, because I lost it. So now I guess I responded to that, so you can review that. You already got the answer before I saw the rest of your question. Wesley, hello Wesley. Hey Mehran, he says, I love your content. Thank you, I appreciate that. Just because you set yourself up for it, then I'm going to come right back at you and say, please share the videos that you like, promote the channel as best as you can, and help this channel to grow. And every one of you listening there and enjoying or benefiting from this channel, want it to continue, please understand, without you, I cannot get it more popular or known. We're still unknown. They still find me by accident. And recently I searched around and found out about what you guys been telling me, that there's so many other channels on the internet that they're not even measuring up to the contents that we have here, and they're not really that helpful, and so on and so forth. But yet you wonder why we don't have 1 million subscribers. Well, that was my question and as well. And I looked around, asked around with people who are expert in YouTube stuff, and the ones, you know, the emails that I receive here and there from these promoting companies and so on. And I noticed, of course, I don't know how the other channels became to be that known. Probably they worked hard and they received lots of attention, even though if their content is not that helpful, or perhaps they've done something else that I don't know about. But what I found out is that there are places, companies that you can pay them, and they actually buy likes and clicks and so on, which I find it so stupid, because I know for sure the 14,000 subscribers that we have almost, they're all genuine people who came to this channel for a purpose. They're real people. None of them are robotics. And I don't know if even somebody does that sort of thing, what benefit do they get? They're not, the robotics or the purchased subscribers are not going to actually continue doing that unless, I don't know, they're paying somewhere for someone to click on it so these guys can get paid from YouTube. That's sick. Anyhow, it's not something that I like to do. But I do want you guys to help promote the channel and help it to be known, and so we can continue to have genuine subscribers who are in need of this information and can enjoy it to join us. So please, Wesley, do not forget to share this. Anyway, if you guys don't want people to know that, you know, you're in a breakup, or your interest is in that or whatnot, then share the ones that I have, some of the videos that I have in the playlist. The Psyche has nothing to do with the breakup stuff, but it's all to do with thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, and ego. And that's actually the basis of what the channel's contents is. And I'm using all that information and kind of lace it with the breakup stuff to feed it to you guys, so you guys actually learn about your psyche. It's not just about the breakup, this channel. I'm using the breakup forum so I can deliver the knowledge about thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, and ego, how you tick and how your psyche works, and they all work together, interrelated. And let's see what the rest of the question for Wesley was. And Wesley says, my almost relationship ended 1 month ago. It only lasts 2 months, but it kills me anyway. All the what ifs are keeping me away from moving on. It hurts so bad. There are no what ifs. Don't question yourself that way. What do you think she was? She was nothing that you think she was. You think she was someone that you had to please, and you got to make sure, you should have made sure that your responses and behavior and interaction and reaction would have been synchronized in this way, and I did it in this way. What if I would have done it this way? She would be pleased and she would be ticked towards my direction. She would be fine in the... You're trying to think that as if you were supposed to please some kind of a sophisticated God, deity of some kind, that you were supposed to understand what you're saying. She became so interesting to you because of your desire. If you didn't have a desire for that girl, if that girl wasn't interesting to you, your desire did not ask for it, she would not be interesting to you. She would not be anybody that you would even question, what if this, what if that, I'm brokenhearted. You wouldn't even give a damn. It's not about her, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's about your desire that made her to feel or look what you think she is. It's all about you. You're the boss. You can make somebody else to be the subject of the desire. You can have somebody else that you want to follow, because it is you who chooses. You think you're choosing them because of them. They're so great. No, you have this gene programmed the way it is for you. You're a heterosexual male, you love women. And somebody else might like something else. And that is how the genes are programmed. Everybody would follow the program they have in their genes. And that is their capability to make that what looks like to be a good partner for them to be interesting to them. Not that person. In your case, it's not the girl. It's you. And you can do this with any other girl that meets your requirements and standards. So understand, she is nothing in this challenge that you're meeting. She's not the God that you want to bow just to get that intimacy going. It is your desire for intimacy and sexual interaction with her, because she turned you on, because you're capable, you're able, you're programmed to be turned on by a female. And that's why she seems so important. If you understand that, then you will see that it is not her that is so amazingly godly that you have missed something like that. None of that. You can go unleash it on somebody else. Just as beautiful, if not more. Just as tantalizing, if not more. Because you're capable to create that feeling that you have right now in another woman. That's all. So be cool about it. Don't let it hurt you, and don't what if that, and so on. What if what? What is she? What can she do other than the fact that you're programmed to desire her? And that's not because of her. You're programmed to desire any beautiful woman that seems to meet your taste in women. What else can she do? Does she help you in your studies? Does she help you in your project and your work? Is she that smart to take the problems out of your life? You don't have to pay rent when you know her. You don't have to eat anymore. You don't get sick. Can she cure the common cold? What is it that you think she's all that you should bow and question yourself? What if? What if what? Who gives a shit that she doesn't want you anymore? Who cares? Who is he? I mean, who is she? Who is she? What can she do? Yeah? You're the important one, not her. She's just another human being that she is hoping to find somebody else, that somebody else would make her feel like, oh, all that. But again, it's her that makes that other guy feel something. It's all about that individual's feeling towards somebody else. Not that somebody else creates that feeling in you. She meets the standards that you're expecting, and you have the capability to be interested in her. That's it. That's how it works. So don't turn them into gods. Oh, she was this. I know how it is. You know, when we see a woman, we think, oh, she's everything. She's pretty, meets my standards, then she's hot, she's smart, she's supportive, she's unselfish, she is reliable, she is everything else that you could imagine the woman of your dream should have. Suddenly she has it. And you listen to every crap that she has to say, and you think she's so wonderful. Until you start getting to know each other a little bit more, and you see on conscious level, you guys don't even think that she's really all that at all. You can't even get along because of the differences. So you only know her for 2 months, and you think you already got to know her consciousness, and that's really what you're worried about to have missed. You don't even know who she is. Lo and behold, that once you got to know her, after a while you would say, holy shit, what is this? Yeah, she looks pretty and all that, physically great, but I can't stand her. Because it's not the physical attributes that keeps the bond in a relationship. That's just the period of invitation to create interest. The rest of it is about the connection between the consciousness. That's why so many good-looking women and good-looking men who end up being boyfriend, girlfriend, or get married, they divorce. How come? They were both good-looking. So what happened? Because it's not about the looks. The looks is enough for you to get interested in each other, according to what you guys expect in each other's looks. But after that, if you can't reach the connections that you're expected to, the bridges that you're expected to build between the two consciousnesses, it's gone. It doesn't matter how you look like. Now, let's move on. So, Chula says, my ex left me for some other guy. And started dating the next day she left me. No, she was dating long before she left you. You can be sure of that. Or at least knew the guy way before that. Now they broke up. She only lasted 2 months with him. And now she's with one of her ex. One of her ex? Oh, one of her ex. Now, is she bouncing around? Why is she bouncing around? Who cares? Why do you care? Let her bounce around as much as she wants. It's her life. You're not supposed to judge her life. You're just supposed to judge yours. Do you think she's the right partner for you? If you think, well, you gotta have your head, examined. If you think she's not, then move on with your life. What do you care what she's doing? Don't waste your time focusing on something that is a different road. It's not the road you're driving on. Focus on your own road. Go on. Chula. Carpe diem. Thumbs up for Mehran. Thank you. I could use that. Let's get this channel more popular. Yes, please. Yes, please. I would appreciate that. We need that kind of a effort. Excalibur says, I bet Mehran will tell Chula who gives a shit. Oh, you were right. I sure did. She's not part of your life anymore for a good reason. And good riddance. Yep, you got it. You got it, Excalibur. Patrick says, sorry, it's late. I wondered what's that wrong. I worded that wrong. I'm saying I feel like I'm never going to find the love that I had. Oh, I found out she cheated on me afterwards. Every girl I've met since I don't feel the same. Oh, okay, that's all right. Patrick, that is not an anomaly. That is normal. When you have had a tasty food even though later on you found out there was a cockroach in it, which you hadn't noticed when you were eating it. So that was a non-issue when you were eating and experienced the delicious food. Because on most part it was delicious, and the deliciousness of the most good parts, it didn't even let you notice the cockroach taste in there. So let's say, because you just had that delicious food, every other food that you're going to be having, you're going to be thinking, oh, it's not going to be like that. It's not going to be like that. So you will not even try that other new food because you think, oh, it's not going to be like that. What I'm trying to tell you is that, first of all, try other foods, give it a chance, let it grow, because the love that you're talking about is not really on physical level, and it established in a year. I think you guys were together for a while. I don't remember how long. But definitely it shouldn't have been for a month or two. And because of the time that you guys spent together, you got to create a new order versus the order you had before you guys got together. And that order took time to establish. So you got to give the same kind of time to a new relationship that meets your standards to begin with, and build that for about a year or two. And then you will fall in love with the order, which now you think it was the girl that you loved, which actually was the lifestyle and the order that you created with each other. But first you got to focus that girl, as good as it tastes, there was something wrong in it that you didn't know, and that is not a good quality relationship. Doesn't matter how delicious it was, because you didn't know what was going on. The fact that something was going on should bring it to your attention that it wasn't a good relationship. You shouldn't have loved her. So what you're really focusing on is on the intimacy and the pleasure part, the physical contacts and the order that you had. You're not focusing on the quality that qualifies or disqualifies a relationship, which was the cheating part and so on. If you bring the whole of the relationship in your mind, look at the whole file, the good and bad, and give time to another girl or girlfriend or possibility of a relationship as same time duration and this one was, then tell me if you can fall in love with somebody else or not. You're not going to find the new girl to have the same, you would have the same kind of love towards her just right off the bat than the kind of love you created in a year or two relationship, or how long it was with the ex. So it's not fair. The depth of the love that you're looking at for the duration of that was created in the duration of that relationship, you're comparing that with the love that you could find from someone which would be physically at the beginning anyhow. So it's not a fair question. Of course you will find the love that you're interested in, and you will fall in love in the same way, if not better, far better than the one that you had, because that's your capability. It's not up to the woman that you will fall in love with. It's up to the fact that you are capable to love like that, because you already done it. You can be sure that you can do it again because you already know that you are capable of that kind of emotion and love. And all it matters is give yourself time enough to find somebody suitable and qualified and develop that into a relationship. Then you can see that the love that you're looking for is there, but you won't be able to find it in the love that you would feel with someone who's just walking in the streets. Oh, she looks pretty, I love her. But it's not the same love as I had with the ex. Well, of course it's not. There's no substance in it. It's all physical reaction. So be a little bit more reasonable, and rest assured that definitely 100%, if not more, you will be able to find the kind of love that you're looking for. You can't say just because I can't see it right now, it's not lining up at my door, and because I don't know for sure because I don't have a crystal ball, then it's not going to happen. As I said before, human being believes something that he can see or knows. And neither you can see them lining up, nor you know that it will happen. So you think you can't believe that it can happen. But it does, because you never know what the wave will bring the next day. Remember the movie Castaway? The guy was always hoping for something new coming from the ocean so he could use it. And he learned that he can never say there will be nothing else coming, because today nothing came. The next day the ocean could bring a lumber, a bottle, something he could use, a broken piece of something, or something decent, or a fish, whatever it is. You cannot judge the future possibilities with today's reality. You can't. It's just unreasonable. It's like saying, I can't see myself growing up, so I don't think I will ever grow again. Well, look back. You were a kid and you grew up to this age, so naturally you have a tendency and possibility, capability to grow further. Advance, develop further. Just because you can't see it, you don't know if it will happen. You can't see it's happening, so therefore it won't happen. I can't believe it will happen. Well, look at the trend of it. It happened before, so it will happen again. Did you know that you're going to fall in love with this girl before you fell in love with her? No. So how come then you didn't say, oh, I don't believe I could ever fall in love? But you did. But you didn't know that you will, but you did. The same thing now. You don't know that you will, but you will. That's the way of the river. It will happen. Cool it. Don't try to interpret life just because the moment that you're in. That's not fair. Okay, let's go on before I get mad. No, just kidding. But I am thirsty. Tasty. Beet powder and a bit of cranberry juice. A perfect balance. So, Patrick, I hope that was something for you to think about. And of course, when you think you need to, do go on my site and we'll chat on Skype as we did before. Patrick says, basically, I just want to know, is there one true love that maybe got away? And that is no bloody hell no. There is no effing one true love at all. There is no such a garbage. Nothing like that we all been sold to think. No. It just so happens that if life is this long, you happen to meet somebody here with the experiences that you've had so far between here and here. And to you, that becomes really palatable at that moment in life with the experience that you had, and everything seems good. But if you met the same girl, not at this stage of life, at this stage of life, you may not have even wanted her. You may not have even wanted to know anything about her, because you would have developed so far ahead that with the experience that you now at this point would have, that would not be anything close to what you would expect or request or require from a girlfriend. So you can be damn sure that what tasted good here is actually not going to be what you would have wanted it to be if you met her here. So now that you're somewhere here, you would definitely want somebody totally different than the girl that you loved so much here. So you can be damn sure that that wasn't the true love, because we all evolve and develop. Nobody ever can find one love between the ages of 20 and 35 and then call it, that's the only one that would suit me. That's my true love. No, there'll be other loves that you can find that you will love even more. The ages between 20 and 30 is just warm-up games. From 30 to 40, 35, 33, 34, 35, you just begin to know exactly what you want. And at 40, you realize that it wasn't really he. You thought it was what you wanted. So you get divorced and you look for something of a different echelon. Every one of them are good loves. Every one in age 20, which mostly warm up. Age 30, you find maybe somebody really serious around that. And then they're all good love and good experiences. But there's no one true love. They're all true loves. One truer than the other one. Anyhow, I hope that is something meaningful and helpful. Let's move on to Abhi. Abhi says, very funny. Cockroaches, yes, that's right. That was very funny. I thought so too. I don't know, I come up with things on the spot and it's funny sometimes. And Excalibur says, I'm actually great at essay, but apparently I'm disaster in live chat essay. Yeah, okay, good. That's all right. We understand. We understood what you say anyhow. You're good. Nothing wrong with you. You're good. And Wesley says, I'll do my best to share your content. God bless you. Thank you for your answer. One more question. What kind of a mindset do I need to have to leave my past with all mistakes behind and live in the present moment? I will answer that once you remind me, Wesley, where you're tuning in from, how old you are. I'd appreciate that. Keeping your question hostage. Because that was our deal, guys. You're supposed to let me know where you're tuning in, how old you are, and if you're a male or female, if I can't figure it out from your pictures being too small, or if you have no pictures here. Tanya, hello dear. And Tanya says, hi, good advice video. Thanks for sharing. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. And let's see what else we have here. Okay, so many more questions here. And we have Ra. Hello, Ra. Ra says, hi, my friend Mehran. I appreciate your precious time and beautiful explanations. My pleasure, Ra. Thank you very much for your kind words. And of course, as usual, you're one of the promotional managers of the hour. Speak so kindly about this, the live talks and the delivery. And delighted that you're here, Ra. Rohan says, good morning, y'all from Mumbai. Good morning. David, hello David. Good evening from Texas, H20. Oh, thank you, David. See, David is a real Texan. Pays attention to detail. Is that how Texans are? I just made it up. Anyhow, David, thank you. Olga says, hello, Mehran. You are talking often about desire, but how to actually control it? I mean, of course, we don't want someone who doesn't want us, but it's not always working. Why? How to change psyche? Ah, good question. In order to understand how to deal with desire and not always fall into it, you need to understand the steps that is necessary for desire to be born. And we have discussed this many times before in the videos on the channel. If you go under the playlist called Desire, obviously, you will find many videos on that. And also in live talks, we have discussed this before, that there are steps that one needs to take before desire is born. And there is a place there that you can stop the desire. First, in my opinion, if we're talking about relationship, because it's not just like buying an automobile or interested in some product or something, it's a relationship. So before we talk about how desire is born and the steps necessary for it to be born, let's focus on the fact that before desire or When you feel you like something or somebody, and you know that it's going to end up in desire, if you desiring that person, if you like that person, you can feel it, then quickly you got to bring to your mind, remind yourself of the criteria that is important for you, and the fact that he or she is a human being and is not any smarter than you are in a way of level of being on this earth, in the same level. Once you start turning that person into a higher being because of your needing and desiring her or him, then you find yourself inferior, and usually inferior desires the one that is higher in value in his or her mind. And you create that. Once you create that, the desire already is forming, because you want to be more. You're programmed through your childhood, to your life, to be more. You've been dared and encouraged to be more. Unless you're more, you're not enough. That has been engraved into your consciousness, in your memory, and you function on that. So because you're programmed to be more, and you want to be more, and you have now created this person to be more valuable, a higher level of being than you are, because of your desire for intimacy, and you want to be more, then suddenly you lost all your chips. You got no choice but to fall for her or him, to desire that person. Have that in mind, and now let's go through the steps. You see a horse. Let's say you're a rider, you love horses. Let's don't talk about cars, let's don't talk about a human being, but let's talk about a horse, then we come back to this. So you see a horse, beautiful horse. You say, it's a beautiful horse. So far so good. You recognized your eye contact. Then you go close. The sensories come into the work. You smell the horse. And if you're a horseman, you love that smell. And you touch the horse. More sensories. Then you look into the eyes of the horse. You touch the horse. Their connection in energy. And then suddenly, as when you touch, you imagine riding the horse, and how you would look like when you're riding the horse, how it feels riding such a horse, and you're a horseman, and how others will look at you. Oh, she's got a nice horse, or he's got a nice new horse, and you will feel all these images come to your mind. That's when the desire is born. Once the images are created, the desire is born. Then you want to buy the horse. The same thing, not to demean human beings, while I think many horses are far more valuable than many human beings, but I love horses, that's why I choose that example. It's not supposed to demean human beings, it's supposed to actually pay him, compliment the human being. Horses are wonderful animals. Anyhow, meanwhile back in the ranch, if you meet let's say a woman, or Olga in your case, if you meet a man that you like, so you get to know this person, and you somehow, either he comes or you go, and you guys start talking. Now the recognition part has taken place. Now you go closer, then the other sensors come into the picture. You look into each other's eyes, and you feel interested with the conversation and the looks from each other, and possibly then the whole excitement of intimacy, or getting to know a new friend, opposite sex, and creates this excitement in you. The oxytocin is produced, and then serotonin and so on, promise of intimacy. After a few discussions, dates and stuff like that, these things get more concentrate or develop a little bit further, and perhaps holding hands, all the sensors come into place. And then the idea how you feel, the oxytocin, and how you feel the image you have of yourself having a girlfriend or having a boyfriend, and you walk together, and how other people will react with you. Now you feel you're more. All these now create the desire to get to know each other more and go further into relationship and so on and so forth. But before the images create through the touch and interaction and more discussions and so on, you got to figure out if this person or your lifestyle wants to go further or not. And you can stop this process of furthering to the point that images that entices the creation of the relationship or the purchase of the horse or purchase of the car created, to stop it before that is created. That's when how you can so-called control the desire or avoid furthering the desire. The rest of it is really your makeup, is your program, that you're programming your genes to desire, to want to, you know, for purpose of procreation, to want to pursue that. But then you got to figure out, is this the person that you want to pursue such end game? And that's when you stop the sensories to come further into play and stop the images to be created, all the images that we talk to, so the desire will not take place. I hope that is something for you to think about, and we can hopefully talk about it further later. Chula, I care somewhat. We have a daughter. Are you starting from the middle of the sentence, Chula? I kind of, you know, think like, I care somewhat. We have a daughter together. I don't want my daughter seeing her mom going out with different guys. Oh, I see. So you probably, the rest of it is that you are divorced and your ex is going out with another guy, and you don't want your daughter to see her going out. Well, this is something that you need to talk to her. Talk to your ex-wife and say, listen, dear, I know we couldn't make it together. We were not compatible, whatever reason. We are not together anymore. We decided to move on, and or whatever, and now we are separated. So please understand the effect of your daughter seeing you with other guys may not bring her the psychological security that she had when we were together. And in order to avoid such a influence or such a effect on her, please make sure that when you are with your boyfriend, she's not around, or she's in school or something, and be more discreet about it, so she won't get hurt, so she won't have to deal with that. And this is something that you can discuss with her. It's not something you can make somebody to understand. People are selfish. People are only seeing what they see, and they may not even think that they're harming the child with their behavior or what they are bringing in front of the child, while, you know, it's not appropriate. But the effect, you know, many do, and the effect is there, and the child will end up having to deal with it. So you discuss it with her and come to understanding. Patrick says, I appreciate that. You're a wise man. You really have given me a reason to keep on living and striving forward. I will set up a meeting with you soon. Thank you for everything. I must sleep. Good night. Good night, dear. Look forward to talk to you, and thank you for sharing your time with us here. Wesley says, I'm 30 years old from Germany. Ah, guten Tag, Wesley, or guten Abend. This is late for you, isn't it? It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. So, Wesley, there's so many beautiful German girls out there. Stop this. Go and be more hopeful about life. Life has a lot more in store for you than just one girl. What is that? Don't make a god out of them. None of them are. Nobody is. We all go through relationships and it may or may not work. So that's okay. That's normal. Go on to the next one. The good news is there's so many people in this world and everybody different, and you may hit it off with the next one. You never know. And don't lose hope. That's not good. EJ, hello, he says, or she says. Remember, guys, let's see. Have you followed up with the rule of the engagement here? Where are you tuning in from? How old you are? If you're a man or a woman. I don't see it here, and your picture doesn't help me. EJ could be Elizabeth or it could be Edward. I can't tell. Now let's see if the question helps me. He or she says, hello, I hope you're having a good day. Well, we are so far, trying. I love starting my day with these live chats. Okay, so, oh, Korea, that's why it's morning there. What is it now? It's probably 7:15 or 16 there, here, and that is 7 in the morning and 5 hours. It's probably 12 noon there. Something around there. Excalibur says, I wish I had a Mehran phone app. Well, I wish you guys would have paid $1 for every question that you had. But that's not in the cards, is it? We all have wishes, Excalibur, because the channel needs money, for God's sake. We are very primitive. We got to do other stuff and create advertisements and so on and so forth. So get on with it, guys. Book consultations. That will help the channel. Or get more subscribers. Then we'll have more of the subscribers. Share the videos. You know what to do. You know the drill. Excalibur says, where easy time a situation, brothers, bothers me. Oh, I wish I had a Mehran's phone app where easy time a situation, when every time situation bothers me, the app would pop up with Mehran asking me who gives a shit. That would be the best. Lol. Yes, possibly it would be, as long as we can sell the app at a good price. See, I'm all dollars and cents today. David says, hee-ha. Okay. Wesley says, the girl I was talking about seemed to be perfect for me. As I said, it only lasted 2 months, but she left without giving closure. Especially on weekends, I can't stop wondering about what she's doing. It's like all my thoughts are about her. I kind of feel like a whining little schoolgirl. I just want these thoughts about her to stop for good. Look, you know, you make a few sentences here that really is not fair. You say, she seemed to be perfect for me. First of all, seemed is not she was. Secondly, you didn't know her enough to know if she could be perfect or not. All it was lust. She was probably a looker and something that, you know, tickled your fancy, and it was a novelty and you liked it, and you perhaps thought of her as being better than you, more valuable than you. Maybe you're in a not of a perfect place in life. Maybe you haven't accomplished stuff you wanted to have. Maybe your job is not great. Maybe you're facing some challenges. Maybe you're, you know, a little bit not as usual, you know, energetic or enthusiastic or positive you are these days. And there were many reasons that suddenly you came to the conclusion that she was perfect for me. How perfect in what? What did you know about her that she was perfect? You still don't know perfectly about you, which you now suddenly think that she was perfect for you. First, let's get to know you by yourself, how you tick, how you function, what are the elements and fragments that makes you do, don't feel, act and react, feel in the same way that you do in different circumstances. What makes all that happen? Then you should know what is it about her that makes all that happen. Then you spend some time, and then you can say, and some time would be like 2 or 3 years. Then you can say she was perfect for me. How could simply you say perfect? It's lust that makes you feel she's perfect for you. Perfect what? Perfect to have a relationship. Perfect to be your girlfriend. Perfect to kiss. Perfect to be intimate. These are all easy. You know, as a man, it's a little different for women, but as a man especially, you walk in the street, you will find 100 perfect women for you, because they all these days look beautiful. They all have these things that they can do to make themselves even more beautiful than they actually are. And to you, which men are mostly visual, when they see something that meets their standards and turns them on, and they are programmed for that procreation and liking, wanting that woman, so you think it's perfect. But it's perfect for mating, perhaps, or perfect to make you feel good, but not perfect for your consciousness, because you don't even know about your own consciousness. You don't even know about her consciousness. So how could you think that you guys are perfect, which perfect only happens if you're both on conscious level perfect and on physical attributes compatible. So let's don't use that, because that misleads you. Because when it comes out of your mouth, you actually believe it because it came out of you, and you trust yourself. You know the source. So you think that what was made, the comment, is credible. And you believe it. And when you believe it, it's halfway to having destroyed your only chance to be reasonable and analytical about it. Because you already agreed. Oh yeah, she was perfect for me. You keep saying that 10 times, that would be the only thing you'll be thinking about all day long. Her looks, her smile, her nose, her hair, and everything else. That's how we visualize and we get into the groove. You need to go back and understand who you are, how valuable you are, that you're worth something, and you got to have somebody who's qualified. And the first disqualifier is that if the girl doesn't want you or is not reciprocating to your emotions, she's disqualified. I don't care how pretty she is. If she doesn't like me, why would I want her? I'm not going to be somebody's gopher or just follow her just because she's pretty. No, if she's not for me, meaning she's not reciprocates voluntarily, she doesn't like me on her own choices, what worth does it have for me that she is pretty? So what? I can see a beautiful car passing by, a Bugatti, and I like it. All right? But it's not mine, so that's it. I like it, and if I zoomed out, that's good, that's enough. I'm not going to run after it. Oh, I'm going to think about Bugatti all day long. What for? That's not mine. It doesn't want me, or I can't afford it. It's unreasonable for me to think it's qualified. It's not qualified. And if the girl, you know, has a contact with me and interaction with me, and she doesn't like me, or she likes somebody else, or not as much as I like her, she's not interested, or we were together and she's no longer interested, we broke up, well, it's all deal breaker. Why would I want her now? I want somebody who wants me. If she doesn't want me, I don't want her. Treat yourself with respect. Respect what she wants, bye-bye, but respect yourself as well. Don't think because you need someone, that makes that someone smarter than you are. The importance of people is equal to your need for them. So it is not that they're really important, it's the fact that you need them, you desire them, that they become important. Understand that. Her importance is coming from you, from your desire. She hasn't proven to you that she deserves for you to be thinking of her all day, to love her. What has she done for you? What sacrifices, what patience, what support, what encouragement, what teamwork, what has she done for you that suddenly she's so qualified for you to dedicate your day to think about her on weekend. It's only lust. Go, you know to do what, and you'll get rid of it. Once that is out of your system, you will see that she's not all that. It was all lust. You know what I'm saying. Wesley says, Mehran, I love you so much, man. You are so on point. I will book a session with you next time. In the meantime, I share your content. Thank you so much. You're quite welcome, Wesley. Bitte schön. And take good care of yourself. And you'll be fine. Trust me. We've all been there. We've all been in love and out of love. And the girl that we thought is all that, later on we didn't even give a damn to think about her. Because there will be so many other wonderful women out there, and you will grow and you will not even have the same standards as you had when you really felt in love, so to speak, for this one. So always be hopeful. Because you change, your interests and standards will change, and therefore you will definitely less likely to love or want this one once that development and changes in you, which naturally occurs, have occurred. Go on and do make that appointment. I hold you to that. Aso, hello dear. I started telling my friends, Aso says, who gives a shit over everything? Because it's the only word that works these days, those days. Okay, good. And Aso says, Aso says, where is it? Oh, I lost her. 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 Ooh, what happened? I lost everyone here. Oh, here's Aso says, hello, Mehran. I didn't see that one. Hello, dear. Should you play mind games when you like someone? No. And help me get back to my ex. He lied, cheated, and proved to be a boy with multiple girls, and says he's just so open-minded. Doesn't matter what he says. What do you think of him? Everybody talks about their own product. Important is, what do you think about their product, not what they say. You know, we have a saying where I was born and raised, as one of the expressions that we had says, nobody says that my yogurt that I made is sour. Everybody talks highly about the yogurt that they made. That is really nice, really soft tasting and a velvety texture and perfect. And it's not sour. It's not sour. It's really... So nobody says it's sour. Everybody talks good about their yogurt. Means their product. Whatever they are, whatever they've made, whatever they have to offer. Everybody talks highly of what it is that they are or they're offering. So it's not about what they say about what they have. It's about what you think about it. So he may say lots of good things about himself. But what do you think about it? Aso says, I still miss him and love him. 2 months has passed since the breakup. I see him in class. A lot of boys are approaching me, but I don't want them. All are white and I want him. Personal preference. It doesn't matter if they're white, green, yellow, red, black. I don't know what other color, orange. It doesn't matter. It depends if you guys hit it off. And in regards to 2 months, for 2 months, what do you guys think 2 months is? What, like 2 years? 2 months is like 2 days. Why? Because you constantly think of him. The more you think of him, then it doesn't matter if it's 2 months or 2 years. Stop thinking of him. Focus on life and understand opportunities out there. And the guys who are approaching them, why not? See what they are. See if they're good. And be friends with them. You don't have to go marry them. Just socialize. That'll be okay. And it'll help you to see other angles of life and other people, different characteristics, and, you know, Get over the guy who doesn't want you. What's the use of the guy who doesn't want you and you want it? What's the use of it? I don't care how wonderful he might be. If he doesn't want you, it's no good to you. Go find somebody who wants you. That's number one criteria. And then see if that person qualifies or not. Just don't disqualify him just right off the bat, just because you like somebody else. It's already clear he doesn't want to, be in that relationship, so the hell with it. And use that phrase that you're using. You and Excalibur seem to be really fond of it. Okay, now, so here says, okay. So we go, Wesley said it's 3:30 a.m. Oh, Wesley, go to sleep. Tomorrow is another day. And Excalibur said, okay. Wesley says, Mehran, okay, I saw that one. And then Aso says, Mehran, how should I act when I see my ex so I can seduce him or get him to approach me back like all the other guys? Just do your thing. Don't pay attention to him. Pay attention to your life. Pay attention to your friends. Just continue onwards. Don't worry about it. So, what are these blue things here? I see Chad has a blue label message, but it only says, what is that? 0.99. I don't know what they are. And then there's David. Another blue says $1. What are these guys? Anyhow, there's no question there. So maybe a misprint or something. Okay. Excalibur says, lol, Aso. Okay, they're talking to Aso. Chad says, thank you for time. You're welcome, dear. You're welcome, Chad. David says, anti up. Anti up. Oh, I see. These are what? These are, I don't know what they are. Why are the dollar sign in there? Okay. Excalibur. Well, it's time for me to sleep, Mehran. Okay, I understand. Always a pleasure and good night, and hopefully, who gives a shit kind of dream. Okay. Robert, super chat is, oh, what super, the blues, oh, that's a super chat. Okay. Okay, guys, you don't have to put any of this sort of thing in here. No worries. Excalibur, just go and buy the books. Don't waste your money like this. Buy the books, guys. Promote the channel. Excalibur says, those are donation, Mehran. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay, guys. Good. It probably helps the channel somewhere. But best is to not worry about donations, guys. Just promote the channel. That would be great. Wesley says, I wish Mehran would be my angel on my shoulder and slap my face every time I do stupid time wasting mistakes in life. Consider yourself slapped, my friend, but knowing me, I may punch you or hit you with the ugly stick. Make sure you don't make those mistakes. Focus on those beautiful German girls there. German girls are famous to be wonderful girlfriends, wonderful wives, so disciplined and gorgeous, sexy, smart, educated. So there's so much of them available, so many of them available. Go ahead, get to know them. David says, take the money and run. Okay, guys. All right. Chad says, take the money and run. Okay, guys. Okay, I'm sure now that we are wealthy on this channel, so it looks like now I'm learning. $1.99 we have. That is something now we can do quite a bit with it. Guys, promote the channel. That's just the beginning, with the hope that someday we'll have 1 9 and 5 zeros in front of it coming from the channel to help to advance in technology and more live talks that we can put on. Anyhow, I appreciate your times, guys, and let's see what Olga has to say here. Olga says, reciprocated love is #1 criteria. Seems like many people here are having trouble with it. But your advices are so good and helpful, and your energy is uplifting. That's great, Olga. And Olga, you're still in Russia, I believe, right? And if I remember, I don't remember all of the information I get here, but I know Chad is 30 and you are 30 as well, I think, no? Anyhow, this is cool. There is blue tabs, blue labels here. This is first for me. That's interesting. Now, Olga says, thanks for everything. Yes, I'm from, yes, I know you're from Moscow. And Wesley says, thank you for your time and wisdom. Good Nacht, everyone. Good Nacht, Wesley. Have a good day tomorrow. And guys, I think it's time for me to go. It's time to get ready to go hit the gym. And I hope every one of you do some exercise at some level. And take good care of yourself and the others. Be good to yourself and to the others. And thanks for being here with me. I enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And I'll talk to you all later. And love you all. And hope to see you guys soon. Bye for now.